Greetings. Even though Halloween is over, we don't give a crap because we're just now getting a chance to sit down and talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Clive.
Yes.
Do you love Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You're actually going to be like the expert because I don't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's other than like the first game. And so I'm going to rely on you to help me talk about this stuff. What was your first impression on the FNAF movie?
Pretty good. But I didn't really like the first part.
I'll describe what happens at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't something spooky happen like at the very beginning? Yeah, like at the very beginning. Like, what was it, like the first 5 minutes of the movie?
Yeah.
Somebody gets killed, and they don't show what happens or anything like that. After that, the movie just cuts to Josh Hutcherson, who I recognized. I haven't seen the Hunger Games movies, but I have seen the bad lip reading videos on the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I want you to hold Marvin the cat. He's not a real cat.
So I recognize that guy, and I say, hey, that's the kid from the Hunger Games. And the only other person I recognized from this movie was Matthew Lillard, who, as soon as I found out that Matthew Lillard was in the movie, I pretty much already had figured out what was going to be going on with him.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard was in Scream.
I think Sid would go out with me. No, I don't at all.
Yeah.
Probably the best Wes Craven movie. Don't at me, internet. I just really like how Scream is really meta. I think that's a pretty cool quality of that movie. It's the standard single dad, got a kid. He don't have a wife or nothing like that. It's just him and his daughter. But the twist in Five Nights at Freddy's is it's not his daughter, it's his sister.
Let me throw the cards out. So he killed like I just like he just basically killed.
That's a spoiler. What was it? Like he's having these nightmares?
I think.
Because his brother got kidnapped when he was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And he has these nightmares, but it's almost like he has this anger problem.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the movie, he beats up a guy at the mall because he thinks it's like a child abductor, but it turns out it's just the dad picking up his kid or whatever. It's interesting how Five Nights at Freddy's does not have a main character, right?
Yeah.
It's just you. You're the player. You are the character, and it's very immersive because the main character does not have a story.
Yeah.
But I think, personally, I kind of feel like they did a good job of making a main character who also had a backstory and a plot. I don't know much about Five Nights at Freddy's lore, but to me, I felt like it worked really well considering that it's a video game about animatronic animals killing you. Was there anything in this movie that like really aggravated you that said like, this isn't, FNAF isn't like this or whatever? When they made the Mortal Kombat movie, there were so many things that were so stupid about it. It's almost like it contradicted everything you know about Mortal Kombat. The old Super Mario Brothers movie came out.
Yeah.
I mean, they got everything wrong.
What is this?
They got everything wrong with that movie.
Yeah.
I hate to compare it like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway just because I think it's an easy frame of reference for a lot of people. I feel like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie kind of falls into that category of movies that they're okay.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Disney Marvel movies, how they're not, fantastic. They're not gonna like blow your mind. They're not RoboCop.
Your move, creep.
They're not Return of the Living Dead amazing. They're just okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought that it's weird because when I was a kid, all the video game movies sucked like really hard. But now, after seeing like both of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, we liked those. Those were both okay.
Yeah.
The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is decent, and we haven't seen the Mario movie yet. I've heard that it's pretty decent too. But I thought that it was pretty entertaining. You know, like I know what you're saying though. That first part, it's a little slow because there's no crazy monster action, there's no horror. It's just all setting up everything.
Hmm.
What do you remember about the movie that you did like, I guess?
I think the part that I liked when Vanessa.
Oh, you're talking about Supermodel Cop.
Yeah.
She looks entirely too good to be a police officer. She easily is a hair model for some salon company or something.
I liked the part where Vanessa found Mike's sleeping pills.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot because Mike is the main character, the guy from the Hunger Games, and he has to take sleeping pills because he has horrible nightmares about his brother getting kidnapped every day. That's right. He keeps getting fired from jobs, but he goes to a job placement center, and Matthew Lillard is the guy there that gives him the gig working security at the pizzeria, where we know from the video games.
Yeah, I'm talking about that guy at the spoiler sections.
There's that little moment at the beginning where he looks at his name and sees what's his name, Mike?
Yeah.
He sees what Mike's last name is, and he's like, never mind, I got you a job. Okay, something's going on with this dude. The movie's kind of hinting at it, but then like knowing me and all the movies I've seen, I'm like, Matthew Lillard, yeah, I already know what's going on with this guy. I already know what's up. It was his aunt, right? That was like the bad guy, sort of, that was trying to get the little girl to get his little sister in custody. What did you think about that section of the movie, that conflict?
I think it was very good.
For a movie about robot animals killing people, I did not expect the main villain to be a wicked aunt. Maybe we should go ahead and say spoilers now, because there is a bunch of other stuff in the movie that we don't really want to ruin. If you haven't watched the film yet, you probably shouldn't listen to this part. But if you want to watch the movie first and then come back and listen to this, we're going to talk about all the crap that happens later on in the movie, because this is where the movie gets good, right?
Yeah.
First of all, we're going to point out that Mike has a babysitter for his little sister.
Yeah.
And the babysitter, who we think is kind of a nothing character, is in cahoots with the evil aunt.
Yeah.
And she has been trying to get dirt on Mike so that the courts will give her custody of the girl.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend is in on it too. And he looks like Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
And he is a scumbag. Well, they're all scumbags. Once Mike has started working this new job, that's the only dirt that she has on him, is that he's working a new job.
Yeah.
So the stepmother and the scumbag, what, babysitter and the boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
They come up with a plan that they're going to sneak into the pizzeria while he's at home, and they're going to break in and just trash the place so that the cops will find out, and he's going to get fired, I guess.
Yeah.
They hire like 2 or 3 other friends to go with them. What happens to the bad guys when they go into the pizzeria while Mike's gone?
So first of all, they started trashing the place, like breaking games, stealing coins, and all that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they were stealing money out of the machines.
They got caught by a cupcake.
What I'm getting at is the bad guys show up. Finally, after all this waiting, the robots start killing people.
Yes.
Which one is it? Is it Chica, the chicken?
Yeah.
She is carrying around a cupcake.
Yes. They all love cupcake.
She's carrying around the cupcake that kills people. I just gotta point this out. There's a part in the movie where the cupcake is like laying on the ground. Wasn't it because he hit it with the shotgun? Because he gets a taser, right? The supermodel cop gives him a taser.
Yeah.
And the cupcake, he tases the cupcake because they're all electronic.
Yeah.
And he knocks the cupcake out. But the cupcake is laying down on its side. And then because they can't figure out a way to animate the cupcake, like you can't have an inanimate object just flip up like that because it would look silly. The lights go out for a second and then the cupcake is just sitting upright. And I remember laughing out loud in the theater when that happened. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Let's see, all the bad guys get killed by the robots. And then Mike is trying to get a hold of the babysitter for him to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
He can't get a hold of the babysitter, so he has to take her to work.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
They basically just build a ginormous blanket fort.
That's when Supermodel Cop shows up and just decides she's just going to hang out with them all night. Instead of doing her job, Supermodel Cop just hangs out at the pizzeria every night with Mike. And I keep thinking to myself, like, there's got to be something going on with this cop. It doesn't make sense that she keeps just spending the whole night hanging out, you know.
I'm pretty sure that she said, like at the sleeping pills part, she said, "Don't let it get to you."
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like we find out that like Supermodel Cop is aware of the robots and she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's really all going on, but because it's almost like you're watching a mystery movie, right?
Yeah.
Because when he's having his dreams about his little brother getting kidnapped over and over at this campsite, and I gotta say, a couple of the shots where the camera angles are pretty crazy. I kind of laughed a little bit. It started to look like a Terry Gilliam movie for a second there. There's a few parts where he's dreaming, and eventually it gets to where every single dream he starts seeing these children. And I want to say, didn't some of the kids have like animal ears on, or one or two of them did? And you're like trying to figure out what is going on here.
Yeah.
But eventually it turns out that the spirits of these dead children are the ones possessing the robots.
Yeah.
And the little girl that's his sister really likes playing with the robot.
Yeah, but eventually Chica tries to get the little... Wait, wasn't her name Abby?
Oh, yeah, it's Abby. That's right. Yeah, it's Abby.
Yeah. So Chica tries to get Abby into a spring lock.
Oh, God, that's a whole nother thing. I just remembered, yes, in the video game. The idea is that the robots want to grab you and shove you into
a suit.
And the suit
kills you.
Because they were supposed to be set up with some sort of thing to to hold you in and make it really realistic.
Yes.
But it also can
kill you.
Slam on you like a mouse trap and just crush your body. And so that's what they want to do to Abby, because they want Abby to turn into a ghost to live in a robot with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we find out that Matthew Lillard is the man who killed all these kids, and he is the one who is telling them all what to do.
Yeah.
So even though he's the one who murdered them, apparently they forgot all about that, and they just are like his minions until they're not.
Yeah.
Abby likes to draw pictures. And Abby draws a picture to show the kids that Matthew Lillard, who dresses up, was it a yellow rabbit?
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard dresses up like a yellow rabbit, and he killed them. And even though they are all ghosts, I guess they've been ghosts for a long time or something, and do ghosts forget? Do ghosts get Alzheimer's like me because I'm old? They forgot that he killed them, so Abby has to paint a picture with her crayons to remind them that he's the bad guy. Let's talk about the end of the movie.
No.
Let's talk about how when they finally kill Matthew Lillard, the pizza place just starts falling apart for no reason.
For real.
The ceiling, okay, for no reason. This man, for some reason, they set off the suit because he's wearing the suit.
Yeah.
And even though he knows that the suits will clamp down on you like a mousetrap because that's what killed the children, his suit does it to him.
No, that was some Springlight Malcolm.
Well, I know, but he's wearing the suit knowing that the suit can clamp down and smash your ribs and your organs. So why is he wearing it?
I don't.
That's so stupid. Okay, so that's stupid. That's agreed that is stupid.
Yeah.
He's dying, but for some reason, while he's dying, the pizza place is falling apart and the roof is caving in, and it's like the whole place is gonna explode, like it's freaking Poltergeist. And he's got to run, or they got to get out, right?
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things about the movie is the very end, because all of the puppets, I keep wanting to call them puppets, all the animatronics grab him and they pull him into the back room while he's dying and being crushed on the inside by this robot suit.
I always come back.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the thing, is I really like that part where he's in the corner and all the robots are kind of like, haha, you're dead, you're gonna die now. But he's sitting in there being crushed, and he's like, I always come back, or whatever like that. And I'm like, well, okay, so is he gonna come back as a ghost or something, or what? I don't know, but
No, he comes back like every game.
I don't remember seeing a yellow rabbit in the first Five Nights at Freddy's, but I never beat the game. I don't remember if I ever got past like day 2, because a stupid fox is like just so fast that he just shows up at the door and kills you. But oh, you know what? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how Foxy just runs. Dude, Foxy is 100% just like he is in the video game.
Yes.
If you want to talk about being true to the source material, the freaking fox is not there, and then all of a sudden he is there.
Yeah. But there is an actual way to hack the game. But there's a secret cheat. You leave the left door closed.
There's the plot, remember, where he doesn't think that he's going to be able to take care of his sister, so he actually gets his aunt to come over and sign the paperwork to take her.
Yeah.
And then it has this whole arc where she's mad at him, the little girl's mad at him, she's like, how could you get rid of me, blah blah blah. And it's like it's almost like the arc in a romantic comedy, where it's like everything's fine, haha, we're having a great time, and then all of a sudden she hates him, and then they make up, and it's kind of an interesting arc. The script felt like it was very by the numbers.
Yeah.
But I think that it was kind of adequate for this kind of story, like to adapt that video game that has very little story into an actual movie. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch it again, and I am looking forward to them making another one, because I have not looked at the box office numbers myself, but I have a very good feeling they made an assload of money.
Bro.
They had Five Nights at Freddy's pictures outside. They were painted in the box office windows. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we even got some footage of you walking in front of all the characters, right?
Yeah. So we got chicken right here. Yes. And then we got cupcake. Yes. We got Fred. I call him Fred. His name is Freddy. And then we got Bonnie. Why does this guitar look like that? And then we got Fox. That's all messed up. Yeah.
You see the little crayon drawings of all the characters hung up in the pizzeria, and at our local movie theater, they had the pictures hung up all over outside the doorway to the theater. We watched it in, was it IMAX?
No.
What was it called?
I think my brain's broke.
It was something between like the cheap seats and IMAX, because we got the big screen, we got the comfortable seats, the sound was really good. Now, you haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard about it. They made a movie a couple years ago called Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
And that was a movie where Nicolas Cage beats up animatronic robots. The thing I'm happy about is We got a legitimate Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It's not a knockoff.
Yeah.
It's a real Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Let's talk about the Matt Pat cameo. What'd you think about that?
Perfect.
It was perfect?
Yes.
Did you think it was funny when he was the waiter in a Waffle House?
Yeah.
And then he had to throw in his catchphrase, "It's just a theory"?
Yes.
Did you think that was adorable?
It was perfect.
It was. If you're going to have a YouTube star do a cameo in a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I'm guessing it probably has to be Matt Pat, because I think he's made a lot of videos about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
And I think that's an appropriate cameo. If you're going to have a YouTuber be in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, it's very appropriate. I, however, would like to say that if they make a Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared movie, please contact us and let me know, because I will gladly do anything that you need for the film. I am 100% on board. Final thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's.
So the guy that gave Mike the job, that was Purple Guy. The guy who killed the children. That was the guy in the Springlock suit.
Yeah, but that's the guy that was the yellow rabbit.
Yeah, that's him.
But why are you calling him Purple Guy?
Because that's who he is. He has lots of nicknames.
But they didn't call him that in the movie, though.
I know.
What did they call him in the movie? Thomas Hutcherson? What is his name? Tom Wilson?
Probably, I don't know.
You don't remember his name?
No.
I could have swore you said his name earlier. Brandon Thackeray?
William?
William?
Yeah.
William Atherton.
William Afton.
Afton.
Yes.
What's William Atherton? Is that the name of an actor?
Afton.
Is that the name of the guy from Biodome?
Mm.
Okay, so William Afton
Yes.
is the bad guy. Are there other Five Nights at Freddy's characters that they did not show in this movie?
Oh, I know. It's the endoskeleton. It's the endoskeleton in the scrap parts area in FNAF 1.
Is there anything that they did not have in this movie that they could potentially put into a sequel?
The cameras. They didn't put the cameras.
Well, they did. They had a few shots, because there was the shot where Mike is working the job and he's got to look at the security cameras. But then the part that really made it feel like a video game was the part where the bad guy, he's looking at the cameras and he sees the robots.
Yeah.
And then one of them moves and it's just like the video game, and I thought that was great. And then I think he sees one guy running like a maniac because he's getting chased by a killer robot.
Yeah.
And that part I thought was pretty neat. That was like a very good nod. For a good comparison,
Yes.
I'm going to compare it to the Doom movie, because the Doom movie is infamous for only feeling like Doom in the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And in Five Nights at Freddy's, it very much felt like Five Nights at Freddy's all the way through.
Yeah.
But that one spot where the bad guy is looking at the cameras, it really felt like the video game.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So, any final thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's?
Why you keep saying like Five Nights at Freddy's instead of like FNAF? Because FNAF is like for sure.
Well, even if you've never played the game, I think that you probably could enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Here's something we should talk about. We should talk about the fact that on the website, this movie was listed as rated R, and I was afraid to take you to see it.
Yeah.
But then I found out that the movie was only PG-13, and I think I looked online and somebody said, "Yeah, you want to be careful about taking a young kid to this movie," and I'm like,
For sure.
dude, Five Nights at Freddy's is made for little kids. What are you smoking? You can take your kids to see this movie. There are a couple parts where it looks like it's going to get really intense, but they cut away. It reminds me of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it looks like something really horrible is about to happen to somebody, like at the very beginning of the movie. You're like, oh! But then like they just cut away. You know what I mean? So nothing is going to scar your kids in this movie. If your kids are old enough to play FNAF and like it, they're going to like this movie. I think this movie is all right.
Yeah.
I recommend watching it. It's not bad. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely worth a watch, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Out of 10, how good would you rate the movie?
Oh, you're just going to make me put a number on it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd maybe give it a 6 or a 7.
8. It sounded like I said eat.
You're going to give it an 8 out of 10?
Yes.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's, guys. It's good. It's not a piece of crap. And it does not shove any kind of political agenda down your throat. Thank you.
Yes.
This movie was produced by Blumhouse. These guys, I know that sometimes they make cheap, trashy movies that people don't think are great, but honestly, I think Blumhouse is not doing that bad when it comes to horror movies. I thought The Invisible Man that Blumhouse made was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job with this. I think if this had been in the hands of a bigger studio, it probably would have been a piece of garbage, and I don't think we would have had as much fun. Yeah. So, Blumhouse, good job.
Scott, I want to... If you're watching this video, the movie was great.
Who's Scott?
He's the creator of FNAF. Scott Coffin.
He's the who?
He's the creator of FNAF.
Scott Coffin?
Yeah.
His name is Coffin? Like a coffin that you put dead people in?
Coffin.
Oh, Coffin.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Scott Coffin.
You could just say it.
Thanks for making a cool video game that they adapted into a decent movie.
Yeah. Scott, you need to make FNAF 5. That'd be pretty nice.